Yo, what is up guys, it's Spilt Free here, and today I'd like to share one of the strategies I use when playing arenas, because there's so many different tactics that you can employ, and although you might not like this particular example, I am going to be making more arena tactics videos in the future, so hopefully you will eventually find one that suits you. So thanks for watching, and maybe hit that subscribe or like button if you haven't already, because I'm only a small YouTuber and your support will really help this channel grow, and one day you might look back and be glad that you helped me out, which would then allow me to produce much more original content for you to watch. So in this short video we will be covering a strategy for people who like to spray enemies with light weapons, and overall it is pretty viable and can work really well in a team composition. However, I will warn you that this strategy might not work for you, so watch one of my other videos and try another one if it doesn't work. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So in round 1, I usually buy the basic alternator, as its recoil is pretty easy to control, and yeah, it's pretty cheap as well. But if you don't want to save those 150 materials for later rounds, then get an R9. But really what I use the beginning round for is to test the waters and see how good the opponents are, so I can kind of figure out what I'm going to do in the later rounds. So it is nice to have some backup materials for later. In addition, whenever I get a light weapon, for example the alternator or carbine, and have no money left, I always go for the P20, as it is also a light weapon, and which means in arenas you get more ammo for your carbine or alternator for free, so technically it's a win-win situation. And then when you actually play the round, be sure to kill the enemies, obviously, but also try to get as much of the materials scattered around the maps as possible, because it allows for much more choices on the items later on. So in the second round, if you've won the first, you probably want to go for a carbine and a P20, and maybe even a shield bat. But if you lost, then you probably just want to use an alternator and save up for the third round. And next, in the third round, if you've lost both of the first two, then this is really your time to shine. Just buy a fully upgraded carbine and a P20, and then use whatever's remaining on shield bats and abilities or grenades. If you've won some or all of these rounds that came before the third round, so the first and second round, then maybe don't go too heavily on the spending and save up some materials for later rounds. But the principle is still the same. Go for a carbine or other light weapons and fully upgrade those, the one that you choose, and then just get a basic P20. And for later rounds, just repeat. And there you have it, one of my favourite tactics to use in arenas. Anyway, thanks for watching, and remember I could be making more guides in the future, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And stop crying over spilt milk free.